Okay.
Oh, hi.
Play for Maddie.
I'm sorry. Hang on. Hello. Okay. Thank you very much.
Go get it. Okay, thanks.
Bye bye. Hello.
Hello, yes, this is Gray Hughes. I guess you were just talking to
Hi, Gray.
Carla.
Yes,
Yeah?
I was just talking to her. She just told me that I needed to contact you to maybe get my daughter's story out.
Yeah. I was. I did a shorter video today on
Mhm.
it. I was wondering if
That's
you.
what she was saying. Yeah.
I mean, maybe you could. I mean, I'm not live right now. If you want, you can come live later. But I was wondering if I could just interview you about it now. And
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know anything about doing live. Like I told her I'm not a if I click on the link and there's a YouTube, then I'll watch like that. But I don't have an account. I don't really know a lot about it. Her boyfriend has a YouTube account, so I don't know all that live stuff like
Yeah.
that. But I'm willing to. But I can do an interview, and I feel like YouTube. That a lot of younger people are really. That's where you're going to catch the attention of them. And, we've got it all across the United States, national news, everywhere. But I think getting it out on YouTube would be very beneficial, especially for the younger generation who are constantly on YouTube.
yeah, and I mean, I'm sorry you're having to go through this. It's just a nightmare, really.
It's awful. Yeah, I'm exhausted. Your last name's Hudson, right?
No, Hughes.
Gray?
Hughes.
Yeah, Hughes.
Some people call me Hug Hess, but it's actually
Yeah.
Hughes.
He's trying to pull it up on YouTube so he could see how you would do this. But he's going to do a phone interview right now.
That's cool.
Okay.
Just tell him I just subscribed to him.
He just subscribed to you. So,
Oh,
and
thanks.
her boyfriend's Cody, man. So he's been around for 5 years.
Who
with
is
us,
that?
so.
Oh, her boyfriend is that's who
Yeah.
that is Cody
Yeah,
that was in the
for 5
background.
years. Uh-huh.
Okay, let's see. So, I mean, your name is Melissa. You're the mother. What?
Yeah.
Maybe you could tell me the. Go from the beginning again. I mean, how did it go when she was at the house and she said she was gonna go tanning, that kind of thing?
Okay, so she woke up. Well, I don't even know what the day is today. What is this, Monday?
Yeah.
So she woke up Sunday, and she had tanned on Friday and Saturday when it all opened up here from quarantine. They started opening business up, so she started tanning Friday. She went Friday and Saturday. She never leaves and comes home. If she's 5 minutes late, this girl's going to text me or call me and tell me, Mom, I'm going to be 5 minutes late. That's how she's always been. So Sunday, she wakes up, typical morning. She starts to eat a yogurt. She gets a drink. She sits here. We chit-chat about tanning, because she got burnt the day before, and she was talking about she'd fallen asleep the day before.
Mm-hmm.
And we talk about that. She's in good spirits, plays with her puppies, talks to her boyfriend. He was here the whole time. I say I'm going to get up and start doing some housework. I start cleaning and doing all that. And she got up and she said, I was in my room and I heard her say, Mom, I'm going to go tan. I'll be right back. And she had talked about it before. So she had her pajamas on, but when she yelled at me that she was going to go tan, I don't know. I didn't get a description because everybody's asking for what she had on.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't see her because she just hollered, Mom, I'm going to go tan. So I know she changed. I just don't know what into. I said, okay. And she was like, I'll be right back. And I said, be careful. And she said, okay. And she went left.
And so doesn't her boyfriend know maybe what she was wearing? Or?
No, because he had fallen asleep on the couch. She was spending time with him earlier and scratching his back, and then he fell asleep.
Okay.
And then she weaseled out and went to the bathroom, and then she went to her room and Job was cleaning. She's like, Mom, I'm going to go tan. I was like, all right. She's like, I'll be right back. I was like, be careful.
Yeah, and and here's the thing is I've looked at the what happened next? Let's go with that. So
Okay. So she left, and this was approximately 10 a.m. on Sunday morning. And about 10:45, I started just thinking, she should be coming back soon. It doesn't take, we're literally maybe 6 minutes from this place, and 6 minutes back is a 20-minute bed. I thought she should be coming back soon. And she never wasn't there yet. And I thought, well, maybe she fell asleep like she did yesterday, or maybe she had to wait because it's not an appointment place. It's like you walk in and it might have to wait if the beds are full. So that's what I was thinking. And I thought, no, but she just turned 18. Don't start hounding her of where she is and give her some space. Maybe she's just waiting in line or had to wait. So I waited another 15 minutes or so and still nothing. So then I do start to panic because now it's been an hour. And so I thought, well, not panic, but I guess I shouldn't say panic, just a little concerned. So I started to text her. I text her 2 times, no answer. I waited a few minutes, text her again, no answer. So then I tried to call, no answer. So then I told her boyfriend, can you text, can you call? And he did, and no answer either. So then I looked at Find My iPhone, and to see that, because just to see if she had even made it out there at that point, and it kept showing a location at the Good Shepherd Church, which is off Route 28, not far outside of Greenfield. It kept showing her being right there, but it is also like 100 feet from this tanning place, which is like it's a country corner. What's it called? Country corner market. So it's like a market, and they sell fishing things, and they have tanning in the back, and drinks and food and all that.
I actually called there today. I mean, I called the country corner market just to verify that they do tanning, because that's what some people are going. Maybe there wasn't any tanning there. There's the coronavirus.
It is. It's in the back, and then they have like crafts in there. It's kind of like a Mod Spa. They have crafts. They have a deli. They have fishing supplies. They have all that. But the tanning's like right back in the back. So, and a lot of people here tan there.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's real close to this Good Shepherd Church. So it kept pinging back and forth, like not the noise pinging, but I mean, it kept bouncing back and forth from there to there, there to there. And I thought, well, maybe Find My iPhone's just messing up. So I decided, me and her boyfriend, we left. He drove. We left and we went out there to check because we thought, did she crash somewhere? At this point, we're thinking, she hasn't answered any calls. Did she crash somewhere and go down an embankment? No one's seen her car. Is she still asleep in the tanning bed and they forgot to knock and wake her up or something? So we go out. We're looking for any signs of maybe a crash. Didn't see anything. You're going to approach the church before you do the tanning facility, the country corner market. As we're coming up this slight hill, we could see the parking lot, and there was her car sitting in the church, the only car in the church. They weren't having services, because of coronavirus. So they do everything. I think they do everything live like anybody else. So her car's sitting there by itself. The windows are up. We pull in. We get out, and the whole time I'm thinking, did she get sick or dizzy or something happened? She just doesn't feel good. Did she pull in here because she couldn't drive the rest of the way because did she passed out in there? We opened the door. The first thing I noticed was the heat in the car. It was really warm. So that just automatically told me that, the windows were up. It was a hot day already at that point. It was starting to get warm, and it was sitting out in the sun, so it was warming that vehicle up. And her phone was laying inside, and it was really hot from being in the car. The keys were still in the ignition. The car was unlocked. This is someone who would never leave her car unlocked. She would never leave her phone just openly laying out like that. She would never, she just wouldn't. She always locked the car up when she went somewhere, and she would always, a typical teenager would always take that phone with her.
Yeah.
I pulled out
oh, go ahead.
I pulled the change thing out, and she still had her money in the change thing, so no one took that.
Yeah, so it doesn't appear to be robbery,
And so I grabbed her phone to try to see if there was some kind of a text from someone, a message from someone, maybe like any way that I could find out maybe where she was, because that day she didn't make it to Country Corner. They have no surveillance or record of her even pulling into their parking lot on that day or signing in to tan.
Right.
So she only made it to the church.
Well, here's what I did a video earlier, and I think when you look at the car and the way the wheels are turned, it seems almost absolutely certain that she turned in to that sort of the driveway that's right near where she was parked, into there, and then just made a hard turn and parked. And then the wheels are still turned in that direction.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's weird that she would just pull
It
in
is.
there on the way there so close to where she was going.
Right.
And it
like
seems
it was, yeah.
in a hurry almost. Like, that's what it looks like. The way the wheels are turned.
Yeah.
Normally you turn and you kind of straighten out and your wheels are
You
straight.
straighten your wheels, yeah. Right. And so, anyway, so I tried to get into her phone, and it disabled me because I couldn't remember. I was so just distraught at that point. I was trying to think of her password, and I tried 2 or 3 times, and you know how an iPhone disables you.
Mm-hmm.
So then I got tired of messing with that, and I thought I got to call the sheriff. So I called the sheriff on my phone and then stopped messing with her phone because it was already disabled. And then they were on their way, and then they ended up eventually taking the phone, and the car got impounded for them to look for fingerprints and all that. But here's the thing. So there was an elderly couple who stopped, and they stopped and talked to detectives, and they talked to me, and they had stopped earlier while there was a white car spotted there before Madison's car. And it was a 4-door white car. I can't give a make and model because none of that's been confirmed for sure from any authorities. But it's a white 4-door car. The rims they're not rims, but they're like, would you call those? They're like just regular factory, silver,
Mm-hmm.
like gray, silver,
Just
not fancy.
Right.
Right, yeah. And this car was parked there, but then they said these people that seen it said the nose was like, it wasn't in a spot. The nose was facing like towards the road, and like kind of diagonal like. And there was a tall white man with sandy blonde, long, not long, but like shaggy hair. And they saw this man, and the car had California plates. And these elderly couple went into the church because they had to pick something up, and then they thought that's weird, and then they left because no one else was there. So then another couple people were coming to town, and they also saw the same man, and they said California plates. Described the white vehicle.
How are they noticing the
thing.
California plates? I mean, it's like when I see a car, I'm not looking at the plates. It's
well,
interesting.
I guess because of the way that he was parked. I mean, this church, when you come around, you're kind of coming around a curve before you get to that, so you're kind of going slow. And the way that he was parked, I guess that maybe that's what. But the elderly couple, when they got out of the car, they looked and they saw that. They were out at the church.
Yeah.
And they saw the California plates. They did not speak to the man that I know of or anything like that.
Did he look like a surfer type guy, or just
They didn't say that. They just said clean-cut face, but shaggy blonde hair. But not, like, when I say shaggy, not like real long. They just are saying like blonde.
And you're saying like a polo shirt?
Yeah, and they said that he had a polo shirt on. I mean, now I didn't see him. This is what witnesses said.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So then another couple, the second couple I was telling you about, verified the exact same thing. And, they said that he was there 15 minutes to 10 minutes before, so about a quarter before 10.
Yeah.
And my daughter would have left here at 10. So now my daughter's car's there. We did get a surveillance picture. It's not out there yet. The police have not released that yet. They did get one surveillance picture from Country Corner Market of the vehicle as it pulled out of the church parking lot. It turned left to go towards Leesburg, Ohio.
Oh, I
and
see.
I actually saw that picture, and it is a white, like not a large sedan, kind of a smaller sedan, but they were trying to figure the make and model out because it didn't show the front nor the back to make that out. So
Okay,
they're still determining all that.
So all the cameras at the church were the fake ones. I heard your interview earlier.
Yes, first thing I said was, these
geez.
cameras, can we get a hold? And they said that they're dummy cameras.
What a tragedy.
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe they'll get some real ones now.
Right.
So that back, there's another road that goes from the church almost, it's part of it, like a long driveway that goes right to the store too. That's not what he was driving on though. He drove on the highway.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know which way he came in because
Right.
he, he was there. These people said like a quarter till. I just know that my daughter came in from Greenfield and turned in.
Okay, so you're saying, but his car took a left on like 11, right? Highway 11. Is that what you're saying?
Well, we call that's 28 towards Leesburg, Route 28.
All right, let me just see. Huh. Okay, there's 380 that goes, if you pass the church and just basically go straight, staying right, that's called Highway 28.
Yeah.
Okay, and then but if you go to the left, that's 11. Centerfield
Road.
Road.
Yeah, that's Centerfield Road, yeah.
Okay, so you're saying you went on Centerfield Road. Was it clear enough
No,
video?
he didn't go on Centerfield
okay,
Road. When he turned out of the church from the right off of 28. When he left, he turned out of the church at the front entrance and turned to left and stayed on Route 28. But instead of going towards Greenfield, he went towards Leesburg.
Can you
make like a Y?
Right, I see. Yeah, I can see it. I'm looking at the Google Earth right now.
Mm-hmm.
So could you make out any other people in the vehicle?
No, you couldn't see. I looked and you couldn't see in the windows. I mean, the only thing you could see was like the side of the car and the rims. And it's for sure some type of white sedan. But they haven't released the make and model. I mean, there's been rumors that it was in some type of Nissan. There's rumors that it's a Ford,
What time was that?
But they haven't released that.
What was the time code on when that car drove by?
I don't know that. They didn't. They were. I was actually lucky that the detectives even let me see the picture. I just happened to walk up there. I was like, "Can I see this picture?" Because I mean, it's my kid. I want to know.
They probably just wanted to see if you're recognized.
They were really supposed to show me, but I looked anyway. But then they were like, I said, "Can I take a picture of that?" And they're, of course, no, I wasn't allowed.
See, that's the thing is I'm always surprised when they don't put something like that out immediately so that people can go, oh, yeah, I saw that car. It was driving, just to get it out there.
Well, and see, like now, everybody here in this area is like freaking out because they're looking for this white car with California plates, and there's been so many spottings of a white car with California plates all over,
Really?
Were
they able to make out that they were California plates on that surveillance, just by the coloring?
No, not on the surveillance. They tried to zoom in, and I think that was too blurry. The only reason we know about the California plates is both the male and female elderly couple confirmed that when they actually got out and stopped, and then also the other people that passed by who are a younger couple, not teenage young, but maybe 20s or 30s. Late 20s or 30s, I would say these people are, and they saw the California plates. And I don't know if it was because of the way that the car was facing and they noticed it. Like, we're a little tiny town. We're a village, actually.
Right.
So to see a car here with California plates is like, not to say it doesn't happen, but yeah, it's not often. Nobody usually drives clear from California, clear to our little, village.
Right. And do you live off of, let's see, like, what's the main, like 138 out there?
Yeah, well, 138 is on one end, and on the opposite end is the 28. Like the same road that takes you to Country Corner. If you go this way, you're coming out through Greenfield and out towards South Salem.
Okay.
And our road is adjacent to both. At one end of my road is 28, and the other end of my road is 138.
Yeah, I see that.
We're on Blaine Lane.
So 128, it's just a straight shot right there.
138, yeah.
Well, I mean,
and on 28, 28 is a straight shot. Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. I guess 28 becomes 138. It's the same, right? I mean, it looks like if you go...
If you go straight, like, if you stay on... I'm sorry. When you come out of Greenfield, you go over a bridge. If you can stay straight on 28 and turn on my road, or that you can turn left and go on 138, and then that eventually takes you to up by 35 to get on 35 to get a Chillicothe.
Okay.
Ohio.
Yeah, look, it's weird when you look at Google Earth. There's a lot of the roads
Yeah.
have different numbers on the
Yeah.
same road. You know, like
Yeah,
maybe,
they call them county road, or
Mhm.
like weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's not that strange, but so maybe tell me a little bit about her. You know, like what was she?
Okay. Well, absolutely beautiful girl. Very responsible, very mature for her age. Um, she was our varsity cheerleading captain at our school, so she, of course, is a leader. A lot of the girls and the younger girls looked up to her. She not only, I mean, she's done cheerleading. That's been her life and her passion at our school since she was in 7th grade. She also has volunteered for the youth little leagues to help those girls. So a lot of those girls look up to Maddie, up to her as an inspiration. A lot of friends in school. But she also was not like one of the people that would run and go out partying, or very responsible as far as checking in with me when she went somewhere or done something. She wouldn't ever leave and not tell me where she was or tell me if she was late, even if she went to McDonald's to get an iced coffee, which she did almost daily. If there was a line, and she was going to be a little longer, she would text me every time, "Mom, I just want to tell you, don't worry, there's a line. I just don't want you to worry."
Yeah, I heard you tell that
She
story.
was.
I saw that story on a video, I think, or maybe an article.
And that,
but it just
that's exactly how she was.
Yes, and I think that's why you're more nervous. I'm glad the police really believed what you were saying right off the bat. At least they were involved quickly.
Right. Well, and I pleaded with them, and I told them, I said, "I'm telling you, don't treat this like a normal case, because I know her. I know her. She would never ever do this. I mean, she has a grandfather that she adores that's not in the best health. He has a bad heart. He's already had a huge open heart surgery. She would not want to risk worrying him or her family. She has puppy dogs that she absolutely loves.
Yeah.
That she would never leave. She left her glass. She has reading, like the prescription glasses that she uses them mainly to read, and she left those here that morning. She didn't take anything. She's prissy and she loves to wear makeup, and this girl don't go anywhere without her makeup. But that day she didn't wear makeup because she was tanning.
Right. Yeah.
She said she was going straight to tan and straight home. But you wouldn't even see her in a Dollar General without makeup. That's just her. So she didn't take any makeup. She didn't take any of her medication that she was taking. She didn't take her glasses. Like, if you were planning to leave, then these are things that she needs, things that she would take.
Yeah. And she
didn't take any of that. So, which is common, because she was going to come back. She was going to come straight back. She didn't need to take those things.
Right. And
she don't need the glasses to drive.
And she left her phone. She probably, like most people, kids her age or young adults, they never go anywhere without their phone, right?
Right.
Yeah, so she has the phones in
the car. She would never have left that phone. Mm-mm.
Yeah, and then the keys in the ignition. It's really weird. It's like she pulled in really quick and then got out of the car really fast,
Yeah. And see, there's no video. They don't have any video surveillance of her exiting the vehicle and getting in another. Nothing like that, because the only video they could pull up was like the side of Country Corner when they turned left to go past. That's the only side they got. That driver's, I believe it's the driver's side of this car.
Well, let me ask you this. I know this is sort of a personal. I mean, how was she getting along with her boyfriend? Because this will be something people would want to. It seems
yeah. Yeah, she gets along with her boyfriend well. He's actually lived at our home for the last 5 years and dated her for 5 years. So, he was in college working. She was getting excited to go to college after she graduated. Mm-hmm. She was accepted to Ohio University to major in nursing. But they have a good relationship, Yeah. But nothing out of the ordinary. They were getting along good that morning.
I mean, there's no the possibility that people bring up is, was she communicating with somebody online, and then maybe.
The only social media she had was Facebook, Messenger, and Pinterest. And ever since she got Facebook and Messenger, I have always had access to it on my phone as well as mine. Along with mine, just because years ago she had some girls bullying her, and I didn't want, I always would try to like kind of monitor and make sure no one was doing that when she was younger. I just, I didn't check it all the time, but randomly would check and nothing. And she loved Pinterest. She was always pinning special, she is gluten intolerant. So she was always pinning like different recipes for that. And, she was really, didn't like to travel on the road too much because it's hard to find like gluten-free when you're traveling and you're in a drive-through. So to eat, so she didn't like,
What? Let me ask you something
really
about.
like
Let me ask you something about the password. Earlier, you said that. Did you think you knew what the password was? And then, is it possible she changed it? Or
No. Well, at the time when I just immediately distraught. I used to know the password. I could not think of the password. I tried like just everything that was rattling off my head. Then I disabled the phone.
Yeah.
Then the investigators ended up taking the phone, but then last night, I didn't even sleep at all last night. I don't know what time it was. It was in the middle of the night. It just hit me all of a sudden, this password, out of nowhere. And I immediately got on my phone in the middle of the night and emailed the detectives the password, and they were able to get into the phone, for sure.
Oh, that did? Worked. Oh, wow. You can do it even after it's disabled.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. So they were able to get in the phone, so now they're looking at, they've got a lot more information to look at.
It made it so much easier for them,
Wow, that's almost a miracle.
And it just, I think that at the time I was just so adrenaline and shot, I couldn't even think straight of like the numbers or anything, and it, and then it just hit me in the middle of the night out of nowhere, and I immediately, as soon as I realized, I don't even know what time it was, just in the, like maybe 3, 4, and I emailed the investigator at that whatever time.
That's awesome, though, that you did that. So she wanted to be a nurse. Did she want to get out of the town, maybe move to a bigger area, or did she have any goals like that?
Well, the plan was that she always was one to live at the beach. My parents have a home here, and they just built a new home in Destin. So we travel down there, family vacations frequently, and she loves the beach. Always has since she was little. So eventually because she was going to get a good bit of grants here, so it was cheaper for her to go to college here. So she was going to finish college here, and then after that, we had planned to move to Destin because she wanted to live there. I love Destin.
What's the town that you're mentioning?
Destin, Florida is where we wanted to.
Oh, way down there.
Finally, when she got done with college, that's where we wanted to be. No, maybe not in exactly Destin, but around that Gulf Coast somewhere. We wanted to eventually, move that around that area just because we love it. It's beautiful.
So in your mind, when you sort of imagine, what do you picture may have happened, and why do you think maybe it was somebody that had California plates that she would, this is just speculation, of course, but
yeah, the California plates is only just what witnesses have said. The investigators, weren't able to see that. It's just that's all what witnesses have said.
Yeah, and it looks like if they did go down that one road, 28, there's a ton of houses on the right. Maybe some of those have cameras on them.
Yeah, well, that's what everyone has said, but like if we tell the investigators that, and they can't tell me who they've checked in with or what. I know they're working really hard. Or they've got BCI, Ross County Sheriff's Department, Highland County Sheriff's Department. There's a search team here and the whole community has come out in drones. 350 plus people the last 2 days, classmates. She was a senior this year, so this is her senior week. She already did her walk. They had this quarantine, so they had to do like their virtual walk. It wasn't virtual. We went into the school like all the other schools are doing. They do it by themselves with just limited family. They record it and then they were putting it to video. So she already had done that on Mother's Day. So, but this week was pertaining to like today was senior class video. Yesterday was baccalaureate. Thursday is a parade, like not a parade, they call it a cruise in. It's basically where you decorate your car and you'll drive down the strip, but you can't exit the vehicle or anything. And she's supposed to wear her cap. We were excited about doing all that. And she was excited about it, and she wouldn't have left during this week. This was her last week to, do all her senior stuff and be with her classmates.
Well, I mean, would her boyfriend want to talk at all? Maybe, or
would he what?
Would he want to talk about his thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to speak to him, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to get as much information as possible.
Yeah, that's fine. Here. Okay, I'll let you talk to him.
Okay.
Thank you. Here.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hey, yeah, this is Gray Hughes. I was just talking to Melissa, and obviously, maybe you're sitting right there. I just wanted to have your take on what's going on and what was going on that day, and how you guys, maybe about your relationship, that kind of thing. I mean, not that it's my business, but you could tell how things were going.
I mean, we woke up, we got up. I come out, and of course I'm going to be tired. I've got to go to work that night, and I come out and laid down on the couch, and fell asleep. And I remember her saying she was going to get up and get a shower. Well, she had took her blanket, and stuffed it under my head because I had done fell asleep. And when she come back in, she said, "Babe, I'm going to go tanning." I said, "Okay." I said, "I'll be here when you get back." And I had fell asleep. And I had heard her mom, she was trying to get a hold of her. So I had got up, and I figured, well, I'll call her, see if she answers. So I called once, no answer. Called again, no answer. So I told her mom, I said, "Let me get a pair of pants on, we'll drive out there and see." And her mom had said maybe she fell asleep, in a tanning bed, whatever. And I said, "Where's it showing her phone?" She said, "Well, it's showing it over on the church parking lot." I said, "Well, maybe she didn't feel good after she pulled out and hurried up and pulled in there, and was sitting there, and she had maybe dropped her phone in between the seat and the console." So we get out there, and we was coming up the road, no signs of anything on the side of the road. And I popped the hill, and I'd seen the car sitting there. And I was like, okay, so I parked right next to it. And I had hopped out, and Melissa was still trying to get out of the car. So I woke up, and I have fairly decent eyes, and I could see inside the car that she wasn't there. So I opened the car up to make sure, if she had went with one of her friends, she would have took her keys or locked the car. So I pulled on the door handle, and the car door opened, and it was pretty warm in there. And the car, when you leave your keys in the ignition, it dings. So I had reached over and pinched with my fingers to make sure it was there, and not had been broke off or anything in the ignition. So the keys were in it, and Melissa was still dialing her number, and I heard her phone ring. Well, to me, being her boyfriend of 5 years, and you ride around with her whenever she goes somewhere, where she holds her phone. It's normally in the cup holder or in the, the door handle. And it was in the cubby hole underneath the radio, which is very, very, very uncommon.
Weird. So, the little, right in front of the stick, almost, in that little, there's an area where you can throw stuff? Huh. She doesn't put it there.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, I've never seen her do that in my, entirety of riding with her anywhere.
It's interesting to, notice something so, anybody else might be like, oh, yeah, I don't know, maybe, but you actually notice that, yeah.
And, my thing is the way the car was parked, if no one was there, and me knowing her, she wouldn't have just pulled perfectly into one spot and left her wheels turned. She probably would have pulled in, catty corner or whatever. Especially if she was sick. She wasn't going to worry about parking in a space when there's a full parking lot with nobody there.
Yeah, it seems like a hurried park. parking. Like it just went in, went straight in off the road, turned, drove, and then turned in, and the wheels were turned. It definitely went there first. You can tell because that's about the only way that you're. I guess if obviously she didn't make it to the tanning place, or she would have been on surveillance camera there.
Yeah. And the thing is if she would have pulled out of the corner market and come up 28 towards Greenfield and then pulled into the church, her wheels still would have been straight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like if
because you would have had to make a right and then a left, and then when you would make your left, how I explain that, the road in between the parking spaces is wide enough. You know what I mean? That it would make your wheel go straight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but in this case, I think she came right off of 28, turned in, went, I don't know how many spaces in. How many spaces do you think it was in from the...
Her car was 3 spaces from the left side of the parking lot, which goes clear to their little, like, bus garage thing they have. It's a little garage that might have a mower or whatever in it and a bus.
Okay, so it was the third park. I had it, like, on number 5. Like, I couldn't tell from that image they had. But, yeah, the tires are turned, so it's almost like she just pulled in and then quickly turned, kind of in a hurry, at a sharp angle too, because if you swerve to the right a little bit and then turn in, you don't have the curved wheels. You just pull straight into the turned wheels.
Yeah.
You just turn straight into the parking stall. Huh. And so what were you just saying a minute ago about how she didn't do something because her wheels were straight or would have been straight?
Well, yeah, if you would have pulled in coming from, like, Leesburg to Greenfield or coming out of Country Corner going towards Greenfield, down 28, that lane that is in between the parking stalls or whatever they are is wide enough that she would have turned in and she'd been on the right side. And then she would have turned to the left. If you'd have turned in from the left, there's so much room you would have had to pull in straight. If you'd have kept the wheels turned, it would have been crooked.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So you guys have a good relationship and everything, though. I mean, you're obviously there. You've been dating for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I work nights 4 days out of the week, which, that is kind of hard, but she's normally up when I get home. Because how she is, she won't go to bed unless I'm here or the dog goes with her.
Okay. And then that picture, I've seen it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like her mom was just now saying, she's scared of her shadow. Like, she was in her room working out the other day, and a balloon that she had got from her grandma, like, scared her because it was moving because of the fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how we know she wouldn't have just got in a car with somebody, like a random person.
Yeah. Let's see. I was just thinking something else here. Shoot. Well, can you think of anything else that might help people find her, or at least put the story together? I mean, that's about it, though, right? Like, you found her car.
That's all I know. And I drove around Greenfield. I didn't miss a street. I ran half a tank of gas out in a car that gets almost 40 miles to the gallon.
Man.
Looking for her. Yeah. I ended up clear on the other side of Leesburg before the sheriff had even said she'd went that way. Then no sign of her at all.
I see Leesburg's right over there, to the west.
Yeah, it's like kind of like a southwest type thing because, see, if you would have went like any more lower than west, you would have been in Hillsborough, not Leesburg.
Right. Huh. Let's see. So she does have a couple puppies that she would never...
Yes.
All right.
She has Bailey, which is a black miniature schnauzer, and Bentley, which is a Partee miniature schnauzer.
Okay. And let me ask you something. I saw a picture, I think it was on the website. Is that you and her, like at the prom or something like that?
It may be. I don't know. I mean, if she's in a dress and...
Yeah. And you have dark hair?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have really dark hair.
Well, it's not a bad picture.
I mean, a little goatee if it's even there.
Yeah, don't be ashamed. It wasn't a bad picture. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know when it was. Maybe.
Like, yeah. If I'm right, if it was a prom picture, it was probably last year at my senior prom.
Yeah, they look like you were
Because I had
sitting
posted a
down.
picture and I was trying to get it shared around.
Okay.
Because I had made a message last night for people to share so that she would, she would see it.
Yeah, God, I'm so sorry for you guys. I mean, I know it's absolutely horrible what's going on, but I'm going to try to get this, at least get the story out there and see if we can get people to call in. Maybe they saw something. I mean, it just takes the one person to see something.
And like my thing is I wouldn't wish this on nobody. This is just wrong.
Yeah, it's horrible. I can hear the pain in your voice. Listen,
I don't even want to go back to the bedroom to get dressed because I know she's not going to be there.
Yeah, God, it's terrible. Yeah. Well, I'm going to put this out there. I'm going to get this out there and see what can happen. Let me. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. Can I speak with Melissa again?
Yes, you can.
All right, thank you.
Hello.
Hey, yeah, I appreciate you guys taking the time to talk to me. I know it's painful, and
yeah.
I mean, I lost a brother. He died when I was younger, but it's different when somebody goes missing because you don't have a clue what's going on.
Yeah, and when you can't find, and then you think. I mean, we had tornado warnings here today, and the whole time I could think, is she out there somewhere? She's scared of storms. Did they dump her somewhere, and she's scared to death, and she's out in the? That's the whole, I mean, I hate to think thoughts like that, but you don't know, and you don't know where she is, and is she even in Ohio? Is she south? Is she? There's been reports of her being this car seen in Ripley. There's been reports of a car seen in Scioto County. There's been reports seen of her seen at an Exxon station near an exit close to Louisville. There, I mean, we don't know where she is. We don't know where. There's no one has got, gave us any other information. It's just people there saying, they're bombarding me, my messenger, with, hey, somebody said they've seen this car here and this car here, but there's a lot of white cars that may have a California plate. No, but you won't see that a lot in Greenville because it's a village. But when you start getting out, rental companies and stuff like that, so it's just everyone's chasing their tail, trying to follow up and find out, all this stuff. So no one really knows where she is. There's no idea. We don't. I mean, like the investigators haven't told us because they're still in the process of this investigation and looking and searching, and they're working really hard. So,
well, it's good that everyone started looking soon, right away.
Yeah.
But listen, I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you were probably on here longer, but it's good to get as much information out as possible.
Well, I didn't expect it, but when I saw YouTube, I thought this is great. I have to do what I have to do. I have to get this out because a lot of younger people watch YouTube. I know a lot of older people do too. It's not just one age, but the younger generation is really constantly on YouTube. My daughter's one of them, and her boyfriend's the other one. Just always on there. So to reach another, base of people that maybe they're not watching the news, like my age. Maybe they're not, that can see her picture and maybe notice something.
What was the boyfriend's name again? You said it at the very beginning, but I wasn't sure.
Cody.
Cody? Or Kate?
Cody.
Oh, it's Katie. Okay, Katie. Okay.
No, Cody.
Oh, Cody. Okay.
Yeah, Cody. Cody. I'm sorry.
It's the accent. It's my fault. That's my fault. It's the accent. I live in Oregon, so it's.
It's my Ohio accent, and I don't even realize it, but yeah. And his last name is Mann, so Mann.
Okay. Well, listen, I really appreciate it, and maybe we can communicate again in coming up here. Hopefully. We find her way before, in the next day. God. Okay, so.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you. All right, talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.